Hey, welcome back to RTOD. I'm Mike. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you watching the videos. If you like what you're doing here, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends. We have an Apple II theme going on today, and I think a lot of people, especially around my age and older, have vivid memories of the Apple II. Maybe you had an Apple II lab in your elementary school, and you have memories of playing Oregon Trail, Math Blasters, or some other edutainment games. Maybe it was on a 2GS like you see behind me. That 2GS is the exact same computer I used in grade school. We were upgrading to some Dells and they were throwing these out, so I was able to take 2 of these systems home. So that kind of kicked me off into vintage computers. The great thing about the Apple II line is they're still relatively obtainable and at reasonable prices. You can probably go into Facebook Marketplace right now and look for Apple IIs and you'll find something. Maybe not a GS, probably more likely you'll find a 2C, or what I would guarantee you'll find is the 2E. And with the 2E's expansions, this might be a better option if you're just jumping into vintage computers. You throw that 2E with a floppy drive emulator, you're going to have access to a lot of programs and you can be up and running, enjoying a lot of your older games and a lot of your older software. But some games will require a joystick, and that's the topic of today's video. We saw this joystick before. Like I said, I got it off eBay for a really good price, and it's in great condition. It works. There's no scratches, no gouges. The case looks good. It was just dirty. So in this video, not going too deep into this, we're just going to take it apart, clean it up, maybe put some lubrication on this just to make sure that we get a lot of years out of this, I almost called it a mouse, out of this joystick, and make sure it's a good addition to our collection over here at RTOD. So let's take a look at this restoration, but before we do, I want to give a quick update on the Osborne project. I have the entire computer stripped down right now. We do have capacitors on order. They should be here within 3 or 4 days, maybe less. We are going into 4th of July holiday, so that might be delayed. But we are going to recap the whole system. I usually don't jump to replacing all the capacitors right away, but the more I tested it out, we just had some really weird power fluctuations going on, and I think this is going to be the best step moving forward to breathe some life back into it. We have no issues on the logic board. I am able to load from a disk. We just don't have any life out of the CRT. So hopefully once we redo the capacitors on the CRT's logic board, then we'll see some activity on this, and hopefully you'll see an Osborne 1 video very, very soon. But without any further ado, let's jump into tearing this joystick down.
The joystick we're working on today is a CH Products joystick for the Apple II. This will work with the entire Apple II series, and it's probably my favorite joystick of this era. This one has 2 push button switches, as well as rotary trim for both the X and Y axis. And probably my favorite part, mode switches, also for X and Y axis, which will switch the joystick between positive or true and self-centering mode. You want to be careful when you remove the rubber feet. There's a double-sided adhesive here that I want to try to reuse. If not, you can use any double-sided adhesive tape, or you can put a little bit of glue if you're positive you're not going to get back in here again. Each switch has 2 wires going to it. I unplugged each of those wires so that way I could fully remove the switches from the housing so we can clean them better. All the internals were surprisingly clean, but we're still going to go through with a damp lid-free cloth just to get any surface dirt, dust, and grime out of the way. We want to make sure that we don't have anything in there that can impede smooth movement of the joysticks or any of the armature. All the external parts are going to get a light spray of simple green. We're going to use another cloth and then a soft bristled toothbrush to get all dirt and grime out of the case. It does have a slight texture on it, and of course anywhere where there is writing or design we do get some dirt buildup over the years. So we want to make sure we get everything cleaned out and do it in a way that doesn't introduce any scratches or discoloring to the case. Once the external case was clean, we were able to reassemble everything, test out the joystick, and most importantly, test out our mode selector switch, ensuring that we can switch back and forth between self-centering or positive, and that the switch does its job of self-centering the joystick when everything's correct. We're also going to take this opportunity to put some lithium grease on the underside for the armatures and the joystick, just to make sure we have smooth operation in the future. After that, it's all downhill from here. We're going to put the case back together, put the screws back in, and the rubber feet back on, and the CH Products joystick will be ready for years more of service. I think this bad boy is going to live with my Apple II GS for the near term. Again, we thank you for watching RTOD. If you like what we're doing over here, please like, subscribe, tell your friends. We'll catch you next time.